I'm Rick Nielsen. I shot and edited this video of the 2007 OAT brand. OAT brand stands for One Awesome Tour Bike Ride Across Nevada. 420 miles, 5 days, 53 riders crossing Nevada, and it's beautiful. There are many words that could be used to describe OAT brand. Challenging, beautiful, difficult, inspiring. All of these are words that I'd use. I think OAT brand is just a magnificent, epic adventure. Curtis Fong is the ride director and also the director of Bike the West, and he puts on this ride every year and has for the last 17 years. It's flawlessly executed. My wife Debbie and I have ridden this ride twice before. This is the third time, and we recommend it to anyone who is looking for high adventure, solitude, and a good bargain for your recreation dollar. So come join OAT brand in September of every year.
Oh, if you pan the camera around here, you'll see why. Look at it. No traffic, no crowds, no leaf blowers.
So Renee, how many times have you ridden this? 12. 12 times, all right. 13th time.
It's kind of addictive. Once it gets in you, you can't resist it.
It's just good to be in the outdoors like this. When we get to our place, every evening there's no place to go, so it's just good. Just good. OAT brand is good to do.
Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails, and hope you just enjoyed those 2.5 minutes of the OAT brand bike tour. And with me tonight is Curtis Fong. He is a promoter, producer extraordinaire of biking, and I'm real happy that you're on the show. I realize that we have a bike tour of Tahoe coming up September 7th or something like that.
That's right. Well, thanks for having me, Michael. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I hope we can get it on the air because it has to be an absolutely beautiful. It's a ride around the lake, I guess.
That's right. We have the 6th annual Tour de Tahoe Bike Big Blue happening on Sunday, September 7th, up around the lake. And there is still space for folks to register for that event. It is a fully supported tour where we have rest stops up at Vikings Home parking area. We have a rest stop at Homewood. We have a lunch stop in Kings Beach, and
a
water stop on the east shore of Lake Tahoe, and another rest stop at the top of Spooner Junction. 72-mile ride around the lake starts and finishes at the Horizon Casino Resort at State Line there on the south shore of Lake Tahoe.
Excellent.
And start time's about 6:30 in the morning. So most people will sign up to do the full 72 miles around the lake, and like I say, it's a fully supported tour with rest stop, food and beverage. We have tech support at all the rest stops, and we have SAG support or vehicle transport should people get tired and want to move forward or quit the ride.
Well, at Spooner Summit, or a couple of those hills might be a little bit too much.
Yeah, there's about 2,600 feet of climbing as you circumnavigate around the lake, and we always ride around the lake clockwise. We feel it's much safer making right turns, and you can't get lost if you continue to make right turns around the lake. And we do a gourmet version, and there's still a little bit of space left for that, and it includes a boat cruise across the lake on the beautiful Tahoe Queen.
Oh, fantastic.
So bike riders start at the horizon and ride a mile down the road, get on the Tahoe Queen with their bicycle. There's a continental breakfast and a sightseeing cruise across the lake, and then they're let off at Garwoods up in Carnelian Bay, and they ride the last half of the course back.
Oh, I like that.
So that's kind of the fun version for those that aren't that serious about riding bicycles.
Well, for those who want to give you a call and sign up right away, what's your phone number and website?
They can check it out at bikethewest.com, and registration will be online closing on the 24th of August, but We will take registration on Saturday. It does open on September 6th at Tahoe Sports LTD from noon to 8 p.m. We'll register folks then. And then, of course, the morning of the ride, September 7th, from 5:30 to 7:30 in the morning in the back parking lot C of the Horizon Casino Resort.
Sounds good. We've been showing some pictures in the background of some of the other. Was this the same event or was this something else?
Probably the visuals you're seeing behind us were from America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride, which is our big ride in June. And that one's been going on 17 years, and that's in conjunction with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of America.
That's absolutely beautiful. Look at these shots.
Yeah, it is America's most beautiful bike ride.
So September 7th, you could be doing this.
Yep, you could be riding around Lake Tahoe on September 7th with beautiful scenery like that. And then, of course, America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride will happen again next year, the first Sunday in June. That'll be June 7th of 2009, and online registration will open on January 1st.
So if you can't show up for this one, get online for June.
Yeah, and on January 1st, you can go to bikethewest.com and register for that event.
How many people do you plan on participating in this event?
For Tour de Tahoe, our limit is about 2,000.
What?
Yeah, 2,000 riders.
2,000?
Well, our June ride, we do over 3,000 riders.
Oh, man.
So, but this year's a little slow. Travel dollars are a little less this year, so we're hoping we have at least 1,800 riders.
I didn't expect that many people biking. That's a lot of biking.
Yeah, we did about 1,800 riders last year.
Well, that's fantastic. And,
Yeah.
You said something about earlier you have a race, or not a race, but another event coming up soon after this. You're a busy man.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're talking about Oat Brand.
Well, Oat Brand
we saw the intro.
And
Oat Brand is meeting in Lake Tahoe on September 14th, so the following Sunday from Tour de Tahoe. They meet in Lake Tahoe. We take only 50 riders across the state. We ride Highway 50 border to border from Lake Tahoe to the Great Basin National Park. Now, people have asked me, what does Oat Brand stand for?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I wasn't sure. I was trying to guess, and I couldn't guess it. What's it stand
Well, Oat
for?
Brand is an acronym for One Awesome Tour Bike Ride Across Nevada.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a kind of
And some
catchy-
people also call it granola.
Granola, is that what you feel like when you're done?
Well, they've nicknamed it granola, and that's for the great ride across Nevada on lonely asphalt.
Well, the intro we saw was absolutely beautiful. I guess we have some shots behind us as well.
Yeah, now, the last couple of years, Rick Nielsen and his wife Debbie come all the way from Georgia, all the way from across the country, and they've ridden Oat Brand, and Rick's a very talented guy, and he has shot some pretty incredible video.
Well, I enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
It's easy
And-
to see what it is when you're doing it. And,
Right.
And he's out there working and filming and.
Oh, he's right there. He's riding his bike, holding it like this, and the camera up just like this, and he's talking and riding and aiming and actually doing all that, and then he goes back and he cuts it all up and puts it all together.
Well, it looked good. We'll have a piece at the end too. And
Yeah.
you've been doing this for a number of years, right?
Well, this Oat Brand will be our 17th crossing across the
17
state.
years, and that's a lot of.
And we started in the early years with grants from the Nevada Commission on Tourism,
Excellent.
promoting tourism across the state of Nevada. Also in the early years, KTVU, CBS out of Reno was a sponsor, and Mike Alger, the weatherman, has ridden this ride several times.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is a lot of fun. We've got to get him back on his bike.
Yeah.
But so Mike Alger has ridden it several times. But it is a journey across the state. A lot of folks in our area, particularly in the Reno Tahoe area, Carson Valley, Carson City area, have never really been east of here. There's very few people that even have been to Fallon. And on the
Well, I've been to Fallon. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
But I would think you can really take in a lot more if you're just on a bike.
Right,
Just
and there's a lot of folks that have never been past Fallon.
Well, actually, I'm one of those.
Okay, so this tour actually goes all the way to the eastern border, to the Utah border across the state of Nevada. So on the first day, we are meeting on the 14th of September, and our host hotel is the Horizon Casino Resort at State Line.
Horizon has bicycles.
Yeah, so we put our event together with them, and our rooms are all booked there. We have a big dinner introductions and prize giveaways, and we try to get everybody to know everybody really quickly right off the bat. Now on Monday, the first day of the ride, the 15th, we ride 91 miles from Lake Tahoe to Fallon. So they start off riding Highway 50 right there in front of the casino corridor at State Line.
Well, that's pretty...
Yeah, and they ride up Spooner Summit and then down into Carson. We take them through a couple of back roads all the way out Highway 50 through Dayton. We do a stop at Dayton State Park, a rest stop there. We also do a rest stop down at the bottom of the hill in Carson City at Woody's before we get to Dayton. And then from Dayton, we do a lunch stop out in Silver Springs. We do another rest stop with food and beverage right out at Leakville Junction, right where Ragtown is, about 10 miles from Fallon. And of course, they come into Fallon, and we put them up in the Motel 6 right out there, and they leave their pool open for us.
All right.
So they're swimming after that day's ride, because Fallon is the lowest, is actually the lowest elevation that we will be getting as we cross Nevada. And it's about 4,200 feet down in the Fallon area. And we work with the 4-H club out there, and they provide our dinner as a fundraiser, and they also provide our breakfast. So we've seen like 3 generations of kids come up through the 4-H ranks in the Nevada Co-op extension
I love
out
the
there.
4-H kids.
They're great.
It's a great organization.
And we've had kids entertain us with cowboy poetry and whatnot, so it's a heck of a lot of fun. And then the next day is the big day. Tuesday, they ride 112 miles.
That's a workout.
That's a long day from Fallon up to Austin, about 4,700 feet of climbing, but some incredible sights to see along the way.
Well, I saw from the footage that the man who was shooting it had brought his wife. Do a lot of couples do this?
We do have couples that come out and ride together as couples, mostly individuals, mostly hardcore endurance-type bike riders that like to ride 100-mile bike rides and do them back-to-back. So it does take all types. We've had as young as 17 years old ride the ride, and we've had as old as, I think, 74.
Well, 74, that's
yeah, 74 do a good ride with us. But on that particular day, we hope everybody makes it to Austin. There's a lot of incredible sights to see, like Sand Mountain. We make a stop at Sound Mountain, 300-foot sand dune in the middle of nowhere. And then we get up over the next summit into the bombing range from the Naval Air Station, and on occasion we've been able to be treated to actually seeing some of the little bombers, the little fighter jets, actually raking the side of the targets on Fairview Peak out there.
So ride a bike and get bombed.
So that's pretty cool. We stop at Old Middlegate Station, Cold Springs, which are all the historic old stations that were stage stops and Pony Express stops. And up and over in the Reese River Valley into Austin, and Austin is our overnight stay, and it's a quaint old mining town, and it's pretty cool. We like Austin quite a bit. So that's our Tuesday, 112 miles, quite a bit of climbing, 4,700 feet of climbing.
Wow.
And then on Wednesday, we ride from Austin, finish up over Austin Summit, Bob Scott Summit, across the Big Smoky Valley to Eureka, Nevada. Now, Eureka, Nevada is a beautiful little town out there, and it's got the beautiful Eureka Opera House. A lot of historic stuff has been preserved out there and redone.
I always love that name anyways.
Yeah, so that's about half the ride.
Well, Curtis, we're gonna take a break now, and we come back and you can tell us more about the Oat Brand tour. And it sounds exciting. I can't wait to hear more about it. We'll be right back. Thank you.
In order to protect our riding opportunities, we've got to tread lightly. That means staying on roads, trails, and areas designated for ATVs. Also, go over, not around trail obstacles to avoid widening trails. And cross rivers slowly, and only at places where the trail crosses the stream. Join the millions of responsible riders who protect our privileges and our natural resources by treading lightly in the outdoors. Visit Tread Lightly at treadlightly.org.
Hi, my name is Michael Smith, and I just wanted to thank the Partnership for Community Resources for giving me this award a couple weeks ago. A lot of people work real hard for public access TV, and when a community resource group like this appreciates your work, it just makes things all a lot better. And I wish that more people would express how much public TV means to them. donate to the public access stations, because most of us work for free or nothing at all, or very little at all, I should say. And when you're recognized by a group for helping them get grants and things, and it just shows that we're all in this together. And if you support public access TV, I guarantee you're helping the community. And I'd like you to actually just thank the Public Partnership for Community Resources and say thank you.
Hi, I'm Fish and Game Warden Patrick Foy. Boaters at Lake Tahoe should expect watercraft inspections at all launch sites around the lake. These inspections are designed to prevent the destructive spread of zebra and quagga mussels, as well as other aquatic invasive species. If brought into Lake Tahoe, invasive species will damage boats and the pristine waters and be impossible to remove. Remember to clean, drain, and dry your boat every time before entering a new body of water. Clean boats stop aquatic hitchhikers.
Hi, we're back with Curtis Fong, and I tell you, the trip across Nevada absolutely sounds beautiful. In my younger days, I absolutely loved my bike.
Yeah.
I had the power light going on with the thing rubbing, and I had the saddlebags, and this sounds like the perfect thing for a young person to go out there and do it, or at least, like you said, an older person.
Well, and actually, you know, I'd say the medium age probably of our bike riders that do ride across Nevada with us are probably in their 50s. So it is that baby boom generation that is still adhering to riding a bike, trying to recapture that youth.
Well, I tell you, we cover a lot of variety of sports, and when we first initially started out, we were thinking maybe we should go youth. You try to figure out a target,
right?
And you just name the age. That is the age of the people that want to, they want to do things.
Yeah.
And they're not. They just know time is going fast, and they better get out there and do it.
You know, and they can generally take the time off during that time. They're generally professional people, and they can take the time off in September to be able to take a week. I have participants that actually have ridden for 13 years. They come back.
Same thing?
Yeah, that come back and do this ride. I have many of them that this will be their 8th year. And several years ago, I had promised if you rode 9 years and paid those 9 years, your 10th year is free.
All right.
And I've honored 2 already that have ridden 9 years and got a 10th year free.
Well, I know a lot of people have moved to Nevada, so probably the best way they could see Nevada in a 5-day vacation, or if it's 5 days, right?
Right.
So they could get on the bike, get some exercise, and then see Nevada, because you're going to be staying at some historical places.
That's right. You know, we mentioned coming into Austin, and Austin is a very historical town. You know, the Pony Express Trail runs right through the backside of Austin and through the Reese River Valley as you're going up to Austin. There's beautiful Stokes Castle right up on the hill. If you ever get a chance to get out there, I'd recommend it. And stop in it. They have the International Hotel and Cafe, which was moved from Virginia City to Austin in the heyday, and Austin became a mining town because the story has it that a Pony Express rider's horse kicked over a rock and they found gold, and all of a sudden that's where the gold rush moved to in the 1860s.
Yeah, my pappy did that. He was a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Some of my relatives.
And, you know, I had a lot of admiration for those Pony Express riders, you know, and they advertised for young, wiry orphans to actually to ride. But so Highway 50 does parallel at least halfway through the state the old Pony Express Trail.
Excellent.
And Austin is rich in that heritage of the Pony Express Trail. Now, as we move from Austin to Eureka our next day, 70 miles, there's Austin Summit to contend with, over 7,000-foot summit, Bob Scott Summit. Most folks think that Nevada is just a flat, barren desert. And
I don't think so.
And, you know, for that one segment, maybe going out the 20-mile desert from Fallon out to, for 20 miles, it does look like a desert. But most of our riding is above 6,000 feet in elevation.
Well,
it's all high desert plain out there.
From a lot of the footage I've been seeing, it looks like a painting. Everything's beautiful.
It is.
I
just love it out there.
Real.
I just love it out there. So we go from Austin to Eureka. They go across the Big Smoky Valley, and they head up into Eureka. And as I mentioned, Eureka is just a beautiful little town. Mm-hmm. And we stay with the Best Western property out there. It's a very modern piece of property that they've built out there. It's probably the best. Mm-hmm. And but Eureka is such a neat little town. And if you ever get a chance to get out to Eureka and view Eureka, it's beautiful. They've got the Opera House that's been redone.
All right.
The courthouse. They've got a variety of restaurants out there. And, and we work with the Boosters Club and the cheerleaders from the high school, and they do our dinner.
All right.
So we do a fundraiser with them. They provide our dinner. We pay them a very good rate to do our dinner. And the next morning, we have breakfast with the senior citizens at the senior center.
So these people make sure you have food and you
donate
for their causes.
And we do a generous donation to their organizations out there.
I like that. It's a
as
win-win.
we go along the way.
The
Exactly.
seniors are probably happy to see you.
Well, the seniors are always happy to see us, and they always ask who's the oldest writer,
Oh.
and they want to know who the oldest writer is out there. And
The guy with the mirrors.
yeah. But Eureka is a beautiful little town out there, and then on our Thursday, we ride from Eureka to Ely, Nevada. Now, Ely is probably the largest city on the eastern side of the state, although Elko now is getting pretty crazy
Elko's
up
growing,
there.
yeah.
Elko is really growing, but Ely is kind of based its heritage on the railroad. They have the Northern Nevada Railway Museum out there. And it's more of a hunting and fishing outdoorsman community. Of course, a lot of Nevada is like that. But there's a lot of, I call the day riding from Eureka to Ely what do I call that? I call that day, I have a title on my itinerary, but the topography and everything changes. You know, going across Nevada is all basin range, but from that segment from Eureka to Ely, Nevada, there's a lot of nice rolling hills. The pinyon pine and juniper grows right down to the side of the road, and there's beautiful little canyons, and so it's just a really beautiful day. And there's 4 summits to cross that day in that
Wow,
79 miles. There's 4 summits to cross, but so by all means, it's not an easy day of riding. But most of the summits out there are all truck grades or train grade types of climbs. So most of the riders, all of the riders really don't have any problems riding over those summits. But as we come into Ely, Ely is a beautiful little town also. And they still got a lot of gaming casinos out there. They still do a lot of ranching. They still do... I was out there recently, and it was a big horse race weekend.
All right.
And they have roping competitions and things of that. So the West is still very much alive.
Well, that's great. We love the West here.
Yeah, in Ely, Nevada. And so we enjoy Ely, Nevada. And on our final day of riding, that'll be our Friday, we ride from Ely all the way to the Great Basin, to Baker, Nevada. And from Baker, Nevada to the actual Utah border. It's about another 70 miles.
So you celebrate right at the border.
We go right to the border inn, which is just under renovation. There's a restaurant, a little mini casino, a grocery store, and we will be finishing the ride in Baker, Nevada. So it is a motel-style tour, so we still have rooms in Ely that night, because there are some rooms out at the Utah border, at the border inn, but not as many as what we need, and there's no rooms really per se. There's a few rooms at the Silver Jack in the town of Baker. We used to camp actually on the Baker Ranch and use showers in a little RV park, and all that is kind of shut down.
Oh,
so that's why we're doing a motel-style tour now. It's a lot easier logistically for us to do that. And so once we get to the Utah border, we have 15-passenger vans come all the way out from the Tahoe area with drivers. We load up, we put double bike racks on there to be able to carry as many as 12 bikes above each van, and we move. We load up everything there at the border, and this year we're going to do our awards banquet right there at the border inn, because they've built a nice banquet room for us there.
Well, that's excellent. And you created this thing 17 years ago, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, it sounds like it's very organized. So
it's extremely organized.
You get out there, you're not going to be like,
the
hotel's closed or something. And
we've got it together pretty well all the way across. We do our research, and bike riders really enjoy the way we put together our tour. So at the end of the tour, we have that final banquet. We do tongue-in-cheek awards and have a fun time out there, and then we bring them back in the Ely, and we continue to party in Ely that night before we transport them home on that next Saturday.
Again, if you wanted to participate in this event coming up, how would I get a hold of you?
You can always check it out on my website. It's bikethewest.com. You can go down and look at Oat Brand on that, or they can give me a call. I have an 800 number, 1-800-565-2704, or in the area at the lake, my office number is 775-588-9658.
Now, I realize these events are coming up pretty soon, but
Right.
now if my schedule just doesn't permit. Now, on your website, do you have a list of all your year-round events, so I could hook up? Because we mentioned June,
Right.
but you have a series of events all year round.
Yeah. We start in May with the X-Rides on the Extraterrestrial Highway, a night ride down at Area 51.
I didn't know about that
Yeah,
one.
that's called the X-Rides. But if you go on the website, bikethewest.com, it all gets updated on the 1st of January, and all the online registration forms are activated at that time.
Now, some of these pictures we've been looking at on the video, but do you take some pictures for your website too, so they can see kind of some of these views?
Yeah, we have some video on the website from America's Most Beautiful Bike Ride. We also have photos from the X-Rides on there. We also produced the tour of the Carson Valley Barbecue and Ice Cream Social this last year, which was also fun in June.
Barbecue ice cream, I suppose that's after the ride.
After the bike ride.
It doesn't sound very
That's
good
right.
during the sticky handlebars.
That's right.
Well, the video we've been looking at is absolutely perfect, and in a little bit we're going to go to the Oat Brand, what you call it, the ending?
Well, Rick Nielsen is the fellow from Georgia that produced this video from the bike tour, and he unfortunately is not going to be able to make the tour this year. But at the end of the ride, we used to party, and I used to bring my guitar and my amps and all that, and we started a couple of years ago developing a tune called the Oat Brand Blues.
Well, for your listening enjoyment, we have the Oat Brand Blues, and thank you very much, Curtis, for joining us on Nevada Trails.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
My legs are strong, my wheels are spinning, and this road is so long. I got the Oat Brand Blues. I got the Oat Brand Blues. I got the Oat Brand Blues, and this road is so long.